Hi, welcome to another video. So, I covered the Bolt fork, which ended up being renamed to AutoDev, and I did a video about that as well. But ultimately, it is now Bolt DIY. It is now the official Bolt open-source repo that is recommended by them to be used locally if you want to use Bolt, which is pretty good. Now, after the last video, there have been new upgrades to it apart from the name change, which I'll show you as well. But the major purpose of the video is to show how you can now use this with DeepSeek and the new Gemini 2.0 Flash model, and stop using something like Bolt or V0, because with DeepSeek and Gemini, you can have the same or even better performance than Bolt for dirt cheap, and Gemini is even free, which is just awesome. You can also use DeepSeek V3 via Hyperbolic with free credits, or you can also use Llama 3.3 via Grok or Cerebras for free API usage as well. So, I'll show you that as well. But before we do that, let me tell you about today's sponsor, PhotoGenius AI. PhotoGenius AI is an all-in-one AI-powered art generator that allows you to type anything and get stunning visuals instantly. PhotoGenius AI gives you all kinds of image generation models in one place, whether it be Flux, Stable Diffusion, Kandinsky, or any image generator model that you can think of. Not just that, it also gives you the option to do advanced AI image editing as well, with their cool AI tools like an AI avatar generator, background removal, logo generator, emoji generator, or even add an app icon generator. And the best part is that it starts at only $10, and you can get an additional 25% off these already great deals by using my coupon code KING25. So, make sure that you check out photogenius.ai through the link in the description and generate some cool stuff with it. Now, this is the repo, and let me just quickly go through the new updates here, which are basically just a new Git Clone button, a new option to Git import from a URL. There's also a new prompt library to have different variations of prompts for different use cases. It can also now detect the package JSON file and run commands to auto-install and run a preview for folders and Git import. It also now has a selection tool to target changes visually, along with the option to detect terminal errors and ask Bolt to fix them, or detect preview errors and ask Bolt to fix them. And there's also a new Ad Starter template option. And there's also Perplexity integration as well. Now, I'll show you all these features in Bolt as well. But first of all, make sure that you first clone it on your computer using this command, or if you already have it, then just get in the folder and run the git pull command. Then, run the pnpm install command, and it will get the required packages installed. Once done, just run pnpm run dev, and it will get the application started, and you can just go to the local host and port it shows you, and you'll see this. Here, you can see that the Bolt logo has now been changed to Bolt DIY, but the rest is mostly the same. Anyway, here, you can either choose Open Router to access the DeepSeek V3 model, or you can also just use it via DeepSeek as well. So, let's just select DeepSeek, and now you will see the DeepSeek Coder option and chat options. Both of these just point to the same model, but DeepSeek recommends using DeepSeek Chat. So, let's select it. I'll also show you how to use it with Gemini a bit later as well. Now, you can write your prompt here, or you can also import chat, which is basically an option to restore your old chat history. You can also export it in the chat interface, which I'll also show. Apart from this, you can also import a folder. So, you can use this to bring in your own projects or code here as well, which is a good option to work on already existing projects. Another thing that's newly added here is this clone, a Git repo option. This allows you to just give it a repo, and what it will do is clone it and just start Bolt with it. And you can ask it to make any changes to it as well, which is also a good option. One more thing that I wanted to touch upon is the speech recognition feature. So, you can just click this, and it can transcribe your voice and use it as the prompt, which is quite cool. Although I don't use it, some people may. So, there's that. Now, let's try to do something, and let's see if it really works with DeepSeek. Let's ask it to make me a playable synth keyboard. Now, once we send it, you can see that it starts doing that. The new DeepSeek is pretty fast. In fact, it's even faster than Claude, and you don't encounter any rate limits either, which is pretty great to see. Anyway, you can see that it wrote everything, but it wasn't able to run it because Vite doesn't seem to be installed. So, one of the new features is that it can now detect the error, and you can just hit the Fix button, and what it will do is run the command to install Vite. If we wait a bit, you can see that it's now done, and it's now running. So, it did this pretty well, and if we try to play this, it works pretty well, which is what we wanted. So, this is super cool, and it would be dirt cheap if you use it as well. So, that's cool. Let's also ask it to make some changes to it as well. Let's ask it to add a heading to it saying King. Let's send it and see. Okay, it's now doing that again, and it's pretty fast again as well. Let's wait a bit, and it's now done. So, it did this pretty well, and it's great to see. One more thing is that you can now select a section of the generated code. So, just click this button, and it will open up this screenshot-like tool, and you can almost take a screenshot of the block you want the LLM to see, and then ask it to refine it. Unfortunately, it needs the LLM to have vision capabilities. So, if you use this feature, you'll need to change the LLM to something like Claude or even Gemini 2.0 Flash for free usage and use that, as DeepSeek doesn't support vision yet, which is a bummer for sure. Anyway, but this is a good feature, and you can always change the model midway and just use it for this kind of task. Some more things that you can do here are that, first of all, you can download the chat history here. You can just click this button, and it will download the chat, which you can then import at the front screen, which is great. You can also download the code here as well, and you can also sync it. So, for example, if you have a project that you import, then you can sync it as well here, which will ensure that every change you make here is in sync with the folder you use for the project. Another thing that you can do is directly push to GitHub as well. So, if you import the GitHub repo here, or even if you don't and want to be in sync with the GitHub repo, you can just click that and push and commit to GitHub, which is great as well. You can also use this with Gemini 2.0 Flash as well by just selecting Gemini here, entering the API key, and choosing the model. Gemini is free, and you can use it all you want. Plus, it supports multimodal inputs as well, which is pretty amazing. So, you can use that as well. So, that's basically how you can use Bolt DIY with the new DeepSeek V3 and Gemini 2.0 Flash model. I think this is much more economical than paying for something like V0 or Bolt, because it gives you the flexibility of using it with any model, and using it with DeepSeek as well as Gemini for free is just amazing. It costs a lot less compared to Sonnet while offering similar performance. Overall, it's pretty cool. Anyway, share your thoughts below and subscribe to the channel. You can also donate via Super Thanks option or join the channel as well and get some perks. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.